So for today's installment of the Final Wager, I've got a special treat for you. Instead of relying on PowerPoint slides, I'm going to do this by hand. Welcome, and happy Friday. So going into Final, we had a tight game. We had newcomer Sarah in the lead with 13,500, our champion Neil in second with 12,600, and Eric with 9,200. Now, a tight game, and with a category like European capitals, you expect that these players will know it, if it's a straightforward clue. So, let's look at our optimal wagers. We'll start with our first and second place players, Neil and Sarah. Sarah in the lead will want to protect against Neil wagering everything. Neil wagers everything, he'll have 25,200. So for Sarah to cover this, and I'm going to put this up here just so we can do some simple subtraction. She'll need to wager at least 11,700, so we'll write that down as her minimum wager. Now I'll erase this. Now for rule number 2, if Sarah gets it wrong and wagers that, she'll have no more than 1,800. Neil to have 1,800 left. Actually, instead of down there, I'm going to put it up here so we can do some subtraction again. Can wager up to 10,800. That's his maximum wager. Okay, perfect. Now, can Neil cover a zero wager by Sarah? Yes, he can. Against Sarah, he'll just have to wager a minimum of 900, and he's in good shape. So we're done with those two. Let's go to second and third now. Neil and Eric, and we'll disregard Sarah. If Eric wagers everything, he'll have 18,400. So if we look at what Neil needs to wager, can wager at least 5,800. So we'll make that his new minimum wager. Now if Neil gets that wrong, with that same wager, he'll have 6,800 left. So that means Eric will want to wager at most 2,400. That's his maximum wager. Now, can Eric safely cover a zero wager by Neil? He'd have to wager at least 3,400, so we'll disregard that because it's more than what his maximum wager already is, 2,400. And you'll also see that if he wagers 2,400, putting him at 6,800 if he's wrong, he'll be above Sarah's total of 1,800 should she get it wrong. So, those are our wagering ranges. How did our players do? Well, Eric went first. Wagered everything. Left with zero. He was supposed to wager no more than 2,400. Neil's next. He wagered. If you're going to go whole hog, just go whole hog. Left with $1. He was supposed to wager no more than 10,800. Sarah Got it wrong. But hey, a win is a win. I don't know, guys. Yes, European capitals, if you know them, great, but the clue asked for something completely different. And even if you know everything about a given topic, you might have to tease out the information from something. You would have to know that Czechoslovakia broke up in 1993 and that probably Prague already existed before then as a capital. So you have to go to the other one, Bratislava. That's a lot to figure out in 30 seconds. And it cost these two players, Neil and Eric, dearly. Either one could have done better with a better wager and would have been back on Monday. But instead, Sarah takes her $1,800, well, $1,799, gets a nice weekend off, and we'll see her again. I'm going to talk a little bit later about Sarah's daily double wager at the end of Double Jeopardy because there were some interesting scenarios she could have brought to light. But that's for another time. I hope this has been a fun experience, and maybe I'll do it again next Friday. We'll see. But have a great weekend, and we'll see you soon on the Final Wager.